to getting down, down, down. The way that we touch is never enough. I'm turning you up to getting down, down. Show me a piece of your heart, a piece of your love. I'm calling you up to getting down, down, down. The way that we touch is never enough. I'm turning you up to getting down, down, down.
What? Sorry, just quickly. What if it's
Da da da, da da da, down, down, down. Down, down, down. Show me easy, show me body. I'll be what you want, and it's physical. Keep it subliminal. Show me what you want. Show me easy, show me body. I'll be what you want, and it's physical. Keep it subliminal. Piece of your heart, a piece of your love. I'm calling you up to getting down, down, down. The way that we touch is never enough. I'm turning you up to getting down, 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 down.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Morning, Panda. Morning, Robin. All right. We'll get into it here. Get right into it. So, from yesterday's PA, yesterday was a little bit of a fuck around. Not gonna lie. Uh, we were looking extremely bullish prior to the open. We had formed previous daily low SMT during London session. We had a very nice low during London. Had swings across the board. Even formed all the way up to an hourly breaker. Once we closed above this 1 a.m. high. 9:30 had other plans, and it displaced us below the London low, tagging back into the monthly and weekly open, and still maintaining SMT with ES and YM at the previous or the Monday low, as well as the previous weekly low. So we've got that on our side now. Still, we have a nice hourly and 4-hour swing from there. This is that recent expansion range that has closed us above this range here, and this retracement back into OTE, as well as the new week opening gap right here, has held up quite nicely with this 4-hour swing. So I'm leaning to the upside up into previous daily high to kind of pair some daily liquidity with one another. However, I have not been given an opportunity. There was a nice short just prior to news off of a 1-minute breaker with Asia low SMT with YM. However, when I got to the chart, I was still yet to do my pre-market routine or my pre-market prep, and I just sat down when I saw it printing. So it was an obvious skip for me, considering I wasn't even ready to take it. So no worries there. It would have delivered nicely to my draw. As for what's going on right now, we have all three assets taking the London high. Previous, I guess, Tuesday PM session high. We have SMT with ES at it, but we've had that for a minute. We got that during London. So there's not really any SMT at this high for me to think that we're going lower. I have an echo. Oh, thanks for letting me know. Let's see where the hell it's coming from. Where could it be coming from? I don't have anything else hooked up. Does anyone have experience with getting rid of echoes or troubleshooting that? Let me know. Anywho, I'll wait for someone to answer because I have no idea how to fix that. But what we're seeing is London high has been swept. And we have this nice juicy 15-minute breaker below us here that is yet to be mitigated inside of discount. And these inefficiencies have yet to be repriced. And it's also in line with the 1800 opening price. So we got YM previous daily high SMT for the short. No, we took previous daily high a while ago. We had previous daily high SMT during London with YM. But as for the SMT, as for the PDH, all three assets have taken it. Looks like it's reverb on the mic, but we can still hear you. That's strange. Yeah, I don't even know. Is it like unbearable? If it's not unbearable, then I probably would just leave it because I don't want to fuck anything up. What's up, Dean? Looks like problem. Oh, wait, it sounds all good on my side. No, it's fine. We're looking for buys at the breaker. No. So honestly, with how violent the 9:30 opens have been this week in general, I'm actually looking for these lows to get ran out. No bullshit. Looking for these lows to get ran out. Us tag into this Bissy from Asia, and then look for a long opportunity. I actually really wanted to short at London High, but I'm not really I'm not presented anything. So yeah, I'm looking for that low to get swept. But we'll see. Unless we get some sort of SMT at this low here, I ain't expecting to take this breaker, this 15-minute breaker here. Looks like problematic structure, in my opinion, going to be tough up here to get long. Agreed. It's best to just wait it out. We just took liquidity. I want to see if we can go pair maybe this pre-market liquidity here from 7 a.m. Rebalance some of these inefficiencies here a little more. Go from there. Yeah, this would be like a low probability longing this. I need some fresh SMT with some decent liquidity. And this looks like it's just a range developing here. So I could see this being purge number 1 here. Maybe we get purge number 2 down here, and then we can get the true move. Just being patient, right? If it doesn't like absolutely scream at you, like a really good sign that you're in a good trade is if like you're forced to take the trade. I only take trades that I'm like absolutely forced to take, right? Like if I'm like him and Han, chances are it's probably not great. So in my opinion, the size longs are down at 940. Yeah, they're down at the monthly and weekly open. That's where they are. They're inside this wick here. But do we need to get there? That's to be said. This is the previous day PM session low. And we have SMT at it. So we may not need to take it, but seeing as NQ is the one that didn't take it, we could very well sweep these Asia lows here too. So make sure I didn't miss any other questions here. Your NQ is at 23 117 or 111. What is it, 146? I mean, do you have are you on the current contract? NQU 2025? Or are you on NQ1? Because you could be on NQ1. Oh yeah, you're probably on. Yeah, there's something just going on your end. I'm not sure what to tell you. I thought maybe you like didn't have the adjust on or something, or maybe there's something or other that's going on in that realm. But yeah, I'm not too certain. It's delayed. Do you have like a little D at the top here next to your open, high, low, close values? We got 6 minutes till the open. Idea remains the same. I'm not really looking for shorts, mainly because I wanted to see us form SMT at the London High here to get short. I don't really have any other liquidity pools available to me until we get to Tuesday High to suggest that I can go short. So right now, seeing this sweep here just tells me that we're likely to go higher, but we may see this just as a range developing, and then we have a good potential Judas swing. That's what's going on. Yeah. So if you don't have data through an evaluation through a firm, then yeah, you just got to pay for it. I just pay the monthly $8 or whatever for the real-time data through TradingView. It's cheap, man. It's so cheap. I just keep it on. But that's exactly what's going on. You have delayed data due to not being subscribed to live data. But yeah, I'm interested to hear about what you guys think is going to happen today. Let me know your thoughts. I sit here on my chair, just talk about what I'm looking for all day, but never ask you guys what you guys are thinking. So I want to be a little bit more engaging. Yeah, no problem, Dean. All good, brother. All good. Happens to the best of us. Already long from 22.925. Oh, you're in way down here. Did you hold overnight? You must have. Well, yeah, you obviously held overnight. You're long way down here. Oh, sorry. 23,075. Ah, I see. Down here. I gotcha. I'm leaning long bias, but structure looks like it can consolidate between London High, and I might want to see a sweep of the Asia. You said or even open 6 p.m. if there's SMT and SMR. I want to look. Yep. Yeah. You're thinking straight. I'd agree with you there. I'm looking for us to take this low. This 7 a.m. low. Pre-market breakers that have been forming have just been getting ran through all week this week. I'd like to see us take this low. So there's a couple scenarios, right? NASDAQ takes this low, reprices to 1800 opening price and this breaker, and then we get a fractal setup from there to go long into previous daily high, or rather Tuesday's high. We create SMT with this low. We use that, and then we go long from there. Scenario number 2 is a little bit more violent. We run these lows. We run Asia low. We maintain SMT with ES at Asia low. We get back above 1800 midnight, and then we go long from there. Those are the 2 things I'm looking for. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if we get the more violent one, but I'm fine with whatever. It's very easy when you're trading to feel like you're being forced to push a button, or feel like if you're not pushing a button, you're doing something wrong. And it's almost like an uneasing feeling. But trust me when I say, like, just sitting flat and reading price, getting in alignment with it is a position. And it's a good position at that, right? You don't need to trade every day, right? You've heard it probably 1,000 times from a ton of different people. Just because we're day traders doesn't mean that we're everyday traders, okay? So I went a day this week. I traded Monday. I streamed on Monday and everything in the lab, and like I was flat the entire day, and it was a beautiful day, but I just missed my opportunity, right? Just because I missed an opportunity doesn't mean I need to go find another one, though, right? Sometimes you just miss it and you just have to move on. So don't let the fact that you're flat freak you out. That's all I wanted to say. We got 9:30 opening now. So I'm going to mark that 9:30 opening price. It's nested with 8:30. I like that. Let's see what shakes out here. At the moment, there's nothing for me. Yeah, I mean, the thing is like you can't do anything about a missed trade. I still do. I hate being left behind on trades. Sometimes you just have to just accept it, right? Like, what are you going to do about it? And quite literally, the best thing to do is nothing. Every time. As most of the time, the fuck ups come from doing something after you make a mistake or miss a trade or take a loss or whatever. If you just do nothing after that and just wait, you're probably gonna end up all right. Good trading is basically taking your setups and then skipping all the bullshit that comes in between and the next setup. Okay, so we got 9 a.m. high SMT. The YM. YM is trading back above that 9 a.m. 15-minute high. Doesn't really point to anything for me. Somebody slipped YM a fucking low blue pill. Looks like we're going to get that SMT with the 7 a.m. low. I want to see us run that. How's the R to R on just taking the 15-minute setup? Probably pretty good, I'd imagine. Almost 4R. I'd honestly consider just longing the 15-minute breaker. think that's what I'm gonna do, honestly. Normally what I do is I'd wait for a swing high to get prepped and then go take a swing low and then take that breaker. But if we tap into that breaker there, I'll just take it. What could happen though is this liquidity could be enough. And then we could use this as our breaker. So I got a couple scenarios. These standard deviations line right up with previous daily high too. Okay, so we got a couple of plans here, a couple of ideas. We either form a new breaker and take this 15-minute breaker here, or we go and we form this 9:30 breaker. I'd like to see a swing high form and then us run this low, and then I just long it. I just long it with 15-minute structure. Yeah, YM is on that fucking pixie dust right now. It's taking its sweet time while YM is just pumping. What are you doing? Okay, see you in a bit. Play the patient game, they say. Play the patient game. I don't think I've ever watched a YM chart. Sometimes it just makes me wonder. Completely different asset at times. I like to call it the red-headed stepchild of equities. I suppose that's what I'm gonna have to do. This 9:30 breaker. I was really hoping to tap into that 15-minute. That would have been so nice. It's actually going to be this as the breaker. Yeah, I was trolling myself for a bit there. Thought 9:30 was a breaker, but turns out we don't have a fucking swing low on it. So the swing low, swing high is actually 9:22, 9:23. Not my most ideal trade, but it's still very, very valid. Really, I just wanted to be able to get into a really nice entry. This one just gives me a little bit more of a stop loss. Now it's gonna hopefully it doesn't rip away from me. Not looking to be perfect, but I do want to still maintain my risk. There we go. Good enough. It can come back down into these inefficiencies here, but You won't always get what you want in this market, but you'll always get what you fucking deserve. So, always be patient. That's a nice 15-minute close. Can we expand? Oh, that sucks. Paper trading maintenance. Yeah, that's tough. It's annoying, is what it is. Something to keep in mind is that ES and YM are way fucking stronger than NQ right now. So I need to see us get up to this high with some ease. I don't want no fucking about. Yeah, just log it manually. Just take screenshots or whatever. Anybody else long? Man, we really did miss that 1800 opening price by a fucking tick. That shit is sad. Nice, we got a couple people long in here. Wonderful. There's still a very likely chance that we drop down a little bit and we take a little bit of heat. We reprice to the 930 open and then expand from there. So while our entry isn't amazing, we're in, and all we have to do is just let the market do its thing now. Right on, we got 90 viewers in here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'd appreciate you even more if you dropped a little like for you boy. Not that it does anything for me, it's just nice to know that you guys are engaging with the content and actually enjoy what you're watching. Because like if I have like 100 plus viewers and fuck all for likes, then it's kind of like, are they just not enjoying it, or what's going on here? So I'm always open to feedback, you guys. You guys know me well enough. I've been on for enough streams. Got some familiar faces in here, so if there's ever anything that I can do differently or do better, always, always, always let me know so that I can get better. This might be a long 2-to-1 hold for me. Everything lines up nice though. Like 2.5 of this 923 breaker lines right up with should probably change it to the proper high. 2.5 lines up with previous daily high, or rather the Tuesday high. -4, the 15-minute breaker that we wanted to enter on, is up here, right above Tuesday high. As well as, I think this fucking 5-minute breaker is pretty massive. Yeah, it's way higher. So, not super relevant. I mean, but hey, we could get pretty animated here. We're forming a nice hourly swing. We have a nice 15-minute swing already, 30-minute swing. Like, 10 a.m. could open up and we could just fucking send it. Crazy how it lines up to PDH. Yeah, sometimes it just feels like voodoo magic, honestly. Standard deviations are just so gas. It's not even funny. I think once we can delete this SMT up at these pre-market highs here, I think I'll be sitting a little bit more relaxed. Not gonna have to watch it as much. We got, let me see. ES is pretty far off yet from its Tuesday high, like 23 handles. YM is seemingly playing ball. Monday. Yeah, this is the Tuesday high from YM. So we're close there too, like 160 points off of that. I want to see us just continue to trend here. Re-entered from 23,075 again. Nice. Yeah, that sweep was tricky. It's just been happening this week, right? Every week has like a characteristic. It seems that the 930 Judas has been that characteristic of just like sweeping short-term liquidity and then going. Yesterday was not so nice. Yesterday was a little bit more violent, but Monday and today, I think Tuesday as well, was pretty nice. Actually, yeah, no, Tuesday was different. Monday and today, with Wednesday being kind of violent. We're looking good though, folks. The best part is we planned everything out. We remained patient. We didn't get squirrely. We just saw what we were looking for and executed. You in with size? I'm in with the proper size. And so I don't gauge my risk based on quality of the setup. I'm just in with the proper amount of risk. And that's all I can do. When you're trading prop, it's kind of hard to like get in with size. You know, you have to just remain within your risk parameters. And that's it. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to go take a little bathroom break here. I'll be back in 2 shakes. TP all-time high. That's what I'm looking at. Back, by the way. Was holding long from 837, got wicked and it went higher. Did you take partials or anything? No. Why not? That was London High. That was a great spot to partial at. I mean, I'm not gonna beat you while you're down, but there's a learning moment in there. It sucks to get ran against though. Equal highs up here. 158 and a half. 158 and a half. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not too concerned about that. I want to see that get ran. Yeah, that's tough. Hey, and if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling like you want to like cause physical damage to your property, like, um, you should probably get off the chart. It's just I'm used to closing early a lot, and I decided to keep until 2 hours, so I sat there. I mean, hey, that's completely fine. Um, at the very least, though, like for next time, if you're trying to hold and you take a liquidity level, like I'm not gonna, like I said, sit here and kick you while you're down, but um, logical liquidity levels are far more important than random R to R levels, right? So like if you have, for example, if you're long from 837, and let's say you have 1.75 R at the high, but your 2R is like up here and you never got tagged, like this magical random level here, right where your 2R is, isn't as important as the actual liquidity itself, right? So they call it draw on liquidity for a reason, right? So just take this as a very good reminder. Remember what this feels like, and always, always, always aim for liquidity, not for R to R levels. If your 2R is down here before the high, then absolutely, you can cut early. Because if you're aiming for 2R, but if it's like 1.8 or whatever, it was 1.8 and then 2R is like just above, just cut it there, or at least go break even or take something off, But sorry to hear. That's a tough one. Yesterday, deadly retracements. Today, no retracements. I mean, you got a beautiful retracement into these 70M lows here. And then you got a nice opportunity from that. I also hope we're going to reach for 23,180 equal highs. Well, you're right. Thanks for advice. Let's see. 23,180. All these guys up here. Yeah. Yeah, I see that. Best thing you can do though is just if you're actually like irate sitting at your desk right now, go take a break, have some food, go for a walk, do whatever, get your mind off of the charts, and then come back later with a fresh mind. That's the best thing you can do. Nothing good will come after being like actually emotionally altered due to an outcome. Nothing good comes from that. So you just have to give yourself the necessary time and space and grace to get over it and then come back recharged. And that's my advice. That's a nice hourly swing. That's a really nice hourly swing. I think 10 a.m. can just send this to the heavens, honestly. When you sign up for a prop, do you have to trade it right away? Can it be inactive for a week or so? Yeah, I mean, typically, if you are buying a prop, you kind of want to trade it right away. So, yeah, just postpone buying it. I mean, like you want the reason why you want to immediately trade it when you buy it is because you're um you have the 30 days, right? You have a month before you get rebilled. So like you should buy it right before you're like right before a new trading week when you're ready to go, things like that. So like buy it on a Monday morning right before the market opens and then you have the full 30 days, right? You're giving yourself the most ample amount of time. Okay, we are still sitting in this at about 1 hour right now. We got some previous what happens after 30 days? You get rebilled. We got previous hourly high and 4-hour high SMT as it stands. Not too concerned. I'm thinking it's just going to continue from here. It's nice to see NQ playing catch up. I want to see those SMTs get deleted. ES looking like it's going to take those highs, which is beautiful. Exactly what we want to see. Just keep on pushing. Do I have any other high time frame breakers that I can use? I mean, this one is massive. If we close above on the 5-minute, above this high, like, shit's curtains. But I'll be honest, I'm probably going to just take it to Tuesday's high. Hopefully, we can get there, and I'm going to be done for the day. How do I overcome the fear to lose? I took the same long trade, but cut my stop loss, and it was S&T entry with breaker. You're not going to like my answer. If you want to overcome the fear of losing, you need to lose more. It's definitely like something that needs to be worked. But like the truth is, you can do that. You can take, like, honestly, like, buy, if you have the funds, buy a accept the loss before you enter the trade. I mean, yeah, that only works for certain people too. Um, yeah, just enter trade. Like, okay, if you have the funds to do so, I'm not saying like spend your last few dollars on this, but like if you have like enough money to afford like a super cheap like Apex eval, go in there and go in there with the intention that you're gonna blow it. Okay, follow your model, but go in with the intention that you're going to blow it. Okay, like I'm not saying intentionally try to blow it, but take trades without fear of blowing it. Basically, like whatever you can get a cheap Apex eval for like um Apex eval for like I don't know like $20. Shit, you spend $20 on a lot of shit and just kind of it doesn't matter to you, right? It's not like a stupid amount of money. So spend the money on it and just go into it with the intention that you're gonna blow it, and you'll get used to it. Stein, why do you need to see my entry and stop loss and my size? I've shown you many times. I've talked about I talked about where my entry was. It's at this 1 minute breaker, everything. No, my model's not the same as Kane. We still have that previous hourly and 4-hour high SMT. Stupid question because I never traded props and want to try Apex Eval. Can I link it to TradingView and trade on these charts? Yeah, I think there'll be an option that you can choose Tradeovate, and then that allows you to trade through TradingView. And they'll get you all set up. There's like an onboarding instructions through Apex that you can do. It's not a stupid question. It's just I don't know. Usually when people ask me what's my entry stop loss and size, like it's kind of like why are you asking me the question? Good morning, Cube. Woke up late today, no sound on Kane stream as usual, so annoyed with Discord. Dude, yeah, Discord sucks lately. I don't know what it is. It seems it's always Kane's streams that run into problems with sound. I'm not sure what the dealio is. They just don't want the sauce. Okay. ES has taken that previous hourly and 4-hour high. Just need YM to get up there and do the same. What model do you trade? My personal model. For those in the lab, they know it as TDM. You think entering on that 15-minute CISD is a good entry if it comes back to it? Uh, your stop's pretty big. Your stop is bigger than the reward, unless you're looking higher. So, unless you have a different stop, like if you're putting it below the bodies or something, then like maybe. But for me, not really for me. It's valid though. I'd personally want 15-minute closure above this high to really confirm it, and then you have a 15-minute BISI here that you can retrace into. So closure, retrace into the BISI, OB, and then higher from there. Yeah, and if you have your stop below the bodies, then you should be all right. It's not how I put my stop losses, but I mean, if that's how you do it, then yeah, I'd say it's valid. You have the direction. Yeah, tap the digi 2.5. This is looking rather fruitless here. Let me see. I really don't want to see any bearish breakers form here because we do have previous 4-hour high SMT with YM still. So I'm kind of hoping that we can just confirm closure on the 15-minute above this London high, or rather above this high from 9 a.m. Really hoping the market just makes it easy. Can you explain your model? Yeah, so basically my model revolves around 3 main concepts. Liquidity, SMT, and breakers, right? So it's kind of like a step-by-step process that I need liquidity to be ran, I need SMT to form at that liquidity, and then enter off of breakers utilizing proper time frame alignment. Other things that I'll utilize within my model are going to be concepts such as open, high, low, close. I'll use fair value gaps and kind of IRL and ERL just for logic, standard deviations, and I guess sometimes order blocks, but very, very little moving parts model. So today, for example, what I was looking for was a run on this low, tagging into, was looking for the 50-minute breaker and the digital opening price to get tagged. Didn't see that. So this sweep was kind of the first thing. There's your liquidity. We see SMT at that liquidity, and then you execute on a breaker. And here's your breaker up here, in which I executed on. I was looking for us to run this low and kind of get a breaker like that so I could have a little bit of a tighter entry. I was actually just going to enter like without 1 minute confirmation just in that 15-minute breaker, truthfully. But yeah. I teach all about my model in the lab where I basically teach. And yeah, I don't really have any public stuff on my model. I have some one-on-one students that I've showed my model to that are outside the lab, but for the most part, all of my content really lives. All of my like main content, like my full comprehensive content is in the lab. I'll probably find a way to kind of do something similar to what T-Trades does with his content. Like his model, he doesn't have like a step-by-step like to his model on YouTube. But if you go through all of his videos, they're structured in a way in which you'll learn his model anyway. You just have to put the pieces together. So like I'm probably going to do something similar with my model. I've already kind of started with my videos on SMT and breakers. So no, I don't use 1 minute SMT. SMT for me is a higher time frame concept. It's a high time frame tool. I don't use it on the 1 minute. The 1 minute is for execution only. I've actually been trading similarly to you, even though I trade unicorns, I don't have much conviction in the fair value gap, so I like to see SMTs. I mean, yeah, if you trade breakers, if you trade liquidity, SMT, and breakers, you pretty good chance you trade very similarly to me. The only thing that's going to be different is maybe our logic, but for the most part, they're pretty similar. I'm really trying not to get caught up in like the short-term action here. Because like this could just retrace and go higher, which is kind of what I'm expecting, but we do have some short-term SMT with the previous 4-hour high with YM still. So it can make for a potential retracement back down into discount. So I'm not going to flip my trade. I'm probably just going to leave it as is. Yeah, retrace is definitely possible, Steve. Definitely possible. This is going to be one of those like stop loss or TP type trades, I feel. Because I'm not really willing to short. Not really willing to short this. So, but I am willing to be wrong on it. So I'm just going to stay in it. Might just get that run to discount that we need, which gives it all the fuel it needs to have an expansion higher. Because we got some inefficiencies below here. These inefficiencies here lining up with OTE. Can definitely get a retracement to that. Maybe bounce off the 930 open and then send it again. Oftentimes the real move occurs off of OTE, or the faster move, I should say. So gonna try just to not to gonna try not to overmanage or micromanage my position. It's the best thing I can do for myself is just not overmanage. Do you consider that as a protected low because of the 5 minute, or do you want to see a 50 minute? I consider it protected. Obviously, 15 minute will make it better, but we got the 5 minute hourly swing, 5 minute breaker. It works. Gonna just let it do its thing. So there's not really much more for me to talk about here, honestly. This is just kind of watch and wait. The boring part of trading. Yeah, this is just the type of trade you just marinate in. Took profits at 23,170. Nice. Yeah, if you're in like down here, taking profits up here is just fine. How's my month going? Okay. Not crazy by any means. What's your best month like, PNL, or if you don't want to say? Honestly, I don't have like crazy good months. Like I'm still finding my way to like size into winners and like really execute my edge when it's there. So like I don't know. I've had like 9, 10 hour weeks, 10, 12 hour months, shit like that. But this year I've had a really bad consistency with going on tilt and just having issues with that regard. So long-term performance is not that great. Hence why I said like this month hasn't been amazing because like I had a bad day on Tuesday. No, yeah, Tuesday, where like I took 4R in losses. So like performance hasn't been stellar this year. Feel like streaming is helping you out with that. Oh, dude. I don't make as many mistakes when I'm streaming. Like I'm like far and away better trader when I'm streaming. It's just because it puts me in a state of like, okay, I need to be dialed in, I need to be disciplined, I need to make sure that I'm all, all set. It's when no one's watching, when you're by yourself, and then you get like the demons start to creep in. So dealing with that um has been my biggest obstacle. Now, what has helped me with that is like preparation. Preparation is like far and away like one of my best protectors of like going on tilt. Because like if I go into the session with like reasonable expectations, then it makes my day that much easier. Like today might have been kind of tough. Same with yesterday, but like I had reasonable expectations. I knew what my risk was going to be. I knew all these things like that I was anticipating. I had all my if then statements planned out beforehand. So nothing surprised me, right? So I wasn't even ever at risk of being put in a state of, oh shit, something happened that I wasn't expecting. How do I, deal with it? Whatever. Not to say that that can't happen, because I mean, Trump could say the word tariff at any moment now and this could dump, right? But I, just by saying that, I'm already expecting things like that to happen. So preparation is so important. And like just having the looking a little bit more outward, having a little bit more perspective rather than perception. Perception is like basically awareness of like oneself and one's surroundings, but like perspective is like seeing things in a broader spectrum, right? So I'm not worried about one day's progress or one day's, mistakes if I'm in it for the long game, right? I'm not retiring at the end of this week. So like why the hell do I need to make all my money this week? You know? So journaling, preparation, and just taking it seriously, treating it like a proper job is how I'm managing it. Because I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not the guy that's like gonna portray himself or self portray himself as like someone who's extremely experienced. Like the raw truth is I'm 3.5 years into this and I'm still figuring a lot of stuff out. I have a model, I have that works. I have very good analytical skills. But there are still some things that I need to work on. And like that's why I'm streaming. So I can grow and I can show you guys what that process is like. I'm not just streaming on here just for you guys, right? It's for me too. Because it helps me maintain the discipline and build confidence in myself. So yeah, external dialogue is very, very helpful as well. Just basically putting things out into the world when you say them. It makes it a little bit more affirmed. But what is bad? Is that well managed? Like 1 hour risk every trade? I mean, yeah, 1 hour. I risk 1 hour every trade. So Tuesday, I would say I wasn't well managed. I definitely was not well managed on Tuesday. But like I said earlier, what am I going to do about that? There's nothing I can do about Tuesday's performance. All I can do is show up on Wednesday and lock back in. What are we seeing on the 15? That's a nice 15-minute retracement. I want to see us just go, honestly. I don't want any more screwing around. We tagged that 5-minute BISI real nicely. 10 o'clock time based, yeah. I'm not too concerned about that 10 o'clock time base because look at what 9 o'clock did. 9 o'clock formed a swing, tagged into discount. This thing is just, the high time frame is pointing to higher prices. So you could take the 10 o'clock time based as a short-term short, or you could go short off it if you want. I mean, all the criteria is there by way of liquidity, SMT, and a breaker. But is it high probability? That's to be determined. We'll see. Not high enough for me to close my trade out and flip short, that's for sure. But yeah, what I mean by like high time frame is pointing to higher prices. Do you usually go BE at 1.5 RR? Never have I ever gone BE at 1.5 R. That's not my thing. However, as I was saying, what I mean by higher time frame is pointing higher. I mean, look at what 9 a.m. did. 9 a.m. opened low, took liquidity, damn near tapped 1800 opening price, which is kind of shitty that it didn't, because I would have loved to long in and around this area, as you guys saw that I was waiting for it, and flip bullish like this. Like that is such a bullish swing, it's not even funny. So what do you anticipate the next hour to be? Same thing, right? We have draws to the upside. Anything that's in and around here, like all this, like this is all just like part of the one large original consolidation. So this is just kind of it's internal to external on the 4-hour and the daily. Like on the 15-minute, it's like actually a market maker buy model, right? You have your low risk buy occurring down here during London. Now you have your accumulation here. Now you have a reaccumulation after the sweep. So okay, so that 10 a.m. high has been swept. That's nice. We like to see that. Moving right off, basically bounced right off a discount. Discount for value gap. Want to see us just continue. Where do you anticipate a potential reversal? How can we start to think for that to happen? Number one, you need liquidity, right? Reversals occur from liquidity. So whether that's short-term liquidity being like, I deem short-term liquidity basically anything below a session liquidity level. So like this 7 a.m. low here is short-term liquidity. That's like the lowest I'll go. Then you have session liquidity, previous day liquidity, previous week, previous month, yada, yada, yada. Needed to occur there. So that's step one. You need liquidity. Next, you need SMT to occur at that liquidity. Right? That SMT is a sign that you have a crack in correlation and that smart money is operating in and around that level. Next, you need a breaker, right? Based off of one simple concept or one simple fact, it's that markets do not reverse without an institutional swing point being a breaker or a mitigation block. I prefer breakers. Once you have those three in mind, you have a very high probability reversal sequence, right? There is a different reversal sequence, and it's basically you have your turtle soup, you have your OB for value gap, IFVG, then you have your breaker and OTE, right? These things kind of occur like the sweep happens first, the liquidity raid, that's your turtle soup. That's your lowest probability entry. Then you have your OB for value gap IFVG. That's your second confirmation. That's your second highest probability. Then you have your breaker formation and your OTE. These, you don't always get your OTE, but the breaker is the important part, and that is your last confirmation and your highest form of probabilities for a reversal sequence that can occur. So these three things will occur at pretty much every single reversal. Now, all of that to be said, it is very easy to pattern trade that. It's very, very easy to pattern trade that, so you should apply proper logic and narrative. So utilizing concepts such as, where are we within high time frame opening prices? Do we have high time frame swing points pointing to the direction that I want to go? Where are we within a range? Are we ranging or are we trending? What news do we have? What have the previous sessions done? What liquidity, where have we gone previously and where are we likely to go next? Things like that, right? So building narrative is the hard part. That's like the muscle that you need to work. But in terms of like concepts or like a sequence of events, it's liquidity, S&T, and breakers. It always has been and always will be liquidity, S&T, and breakers for me. Do you have a scenario where you move your stop loss? I usually move my stop loss. It's a couple things. So 2.5 standard deviations. If I'm not exiting at that area, I will go break even and partial. Other scenarios, if I have conflicting criteria against my trade idea in which I don't want to close my trade and flip, but I want to protect my risk, is another scenario in which I will go break even. So in this scenario here, we've got previous 4-hour high SMT. We also have 30-minute high SMT. I'm not too concerned about it because they don't really have a breaker within this leg. So like this low would need to get closed below pretty strongly, and that would form the 5-minute breaker for me to get out. So I'm not really looking to go break even here. I just kind of want to let this one marinate, to be honest with you. I'm very comfortable with this entry. I'm very comfortable with this trade. So whatever it does in between here, it doesn't really bother me that much. I think it's a little suspect that ES and YM are slowing down a little bit, but I think it's making room for NQ to become the leader. Like they're retracing. One, because ES has taken the least amount of liquidity, right? It didn't take Asia low. It didn't take 7 AM lows. NQ just scooped up liquidity, so like it can be the leader here. Again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. This has been super fun so far. My streams have been boring as fuck lately. Like I haven't really been doing too much. They haven't been super entertaining. They've been very like good streams and by way of like, you know, the way we process things and explain things, but yeah, I'm still having fun. but there's not a lot of joking around or nothing, which I kind of want to change. I want to make things a little bit more fun. But some days I just wake up and I'm just not feeling like being a goofball. However, I might cut it here. I'm not changing anything about my trade. I don't have any evidence to suggest that I need to be worried at the moment. Not until this hour closes. I'm looking for us to just continue to grind up into this Tuesday high of week. We got SMT at low of week and previous weekly low, so we can target high of week. Pretty simple, low of range to high of range trade. So see what shakes out with it. I'm not moving my stop. I'm not doing nothing with it. I'm just letting it do its thing. Don't want to micromanage my trade. So I'm probably going to end it here. You guys know my plan. You guys know what I'm looking for. If you are long, don't micromanage your position. Don't talk yourself out of a good trade. And I think you are in a very good trade if you're long from down here at the 9:30 open. Oops. So, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. One last opportunity. If you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, I'd really, really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll keep firing up some streams here in the coming weeks. And yeah, I look forward to speaking with you guys some more. If you guys enjoyed this stream, let me know on Twitter. If you guys have any feedback, you can let me know on Twitter as well. Tag me at Disco Bray. And yeah, if you guys have any interest in seeing how basically seeing me stream more often, or have some interest in my model, there's a link below. If there's a link below this in the description, linking you to the lab, which is where I am a analyst and team member. So if you want more deeper insights into how I view the markets and how I trade and how my model works, yada yada yada, you can feel free to click that link and subscribe and join the lab. It's a wonderful trading community. Yeah, that's a shameless plug for me, but don't really care. What's my draw? Tuesday high, buddy. Tuesday high. That's what I'm looking at. All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. You guys are the best. Yeah, I'll see you guys probably next week for a stream. Okay. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.